Hey everyone, this is Relics,
And I'm Nagatron.
and we are watching Care Bears versus Nuke Them All in Round 3 of the World Tanks Classic League Season 1 on the map El Hallouf. So let's get it going. Alright, starting out here, we have a 50B, 3 IS-7s, an IS-4, 2 Batchats, a T-30, and 2 M4043s on Care Bears team. It's a good use of point management. They're getting a little bit heavier tanks on the field.
Nuke is running a 50B IS-7 mouse, 3 T110s, GWE, 2 261s, and a 50-2. So they're giving up their Tier 9 medium for another artillery and not filling that with another tank.
Yeah, man, it looks like they're keeping the IS-4 and the T-30 on defense, so that IS-4 is going to be a huge deal, since it's unlikely he'll see a lot of action here. Care Bear going really far on the offensive, already have their 2 back shots on the back of the hill to proxy light, and they're moving their IS-7s and a 50B straight up the switchback here. Look like they're taking quite a pounding right now.
Usually I would expect a clan to kind of wrap further around the switchback in the direction that 50B was just heading, and not straight up the hill there.
Yeah, that's definitely a risky move. It puts them in a position where they're going to push their tanks back so they don't get engaged, rather than being stuck on the switchback pulling up right where they know they're going to be. But we'll see how that pays off.
Going up this way, I think they were expecting to get a whole lot of suppression from their T-30 and their 2 artillery to kind of press those guys back off of the ridge so they could actually climb up it. In which case, it's a better approach than switchback, which puts you in a narrow window and guarantees that the enemy can artillery you.
Yeah, but we see they've taken a lot of damage, so we'll see how they work this out.
Well, I mean, they've lost one IS-7 and about half the hit points on another one. Other than that, you've got about 400, 500 points off 50B, and that's kind of a small price to pay considering the position they're in now.
Nuke bringing down 50B straight through the center there.
If that GWE doesn't die really soon, they're in some serious trouble. And the 261's lit as well.
Yeah, they got tanks passing through the open
B
here.
is out.
50B's out below.
Nuke's T110 is getting a little crazy after this IS-7 here. If the bat shot helped him out, he won't last too long.
Yeah, I think Nuke got a little too aggressive with their tanks there.
It seems like the bat shot must be out of ammo. Caber's running another bat shot in behind, trying to relight one of those 261s. Real smart move, especially considering they're probably running north to get away from combat and have better angles on the tanks that are attacking them. There's one lit, hasn't moved too far.
Likewise, they have their T-30 moving up through the valley there too to help out their main force.
Which will be fantastic when it gets to the top and is able to go hull down on some of these tanks. One artillery left for Nuke.
Yeah, at this point here, they're getting picked off one by one around the map. Too many firing lines on their tank positions here.
Dire straight for Nuke at this point. Realistically, all K-Bears needs to do here is keep tanks lit and allow their artillery enough time to drive around and hit them. With 10 minutes left on the clock, they've got more than enough to get that done.
Yep, and they don't want to be too aggressive here. Pretty much Oh, nope, here comes the IS-4 and T-30. Their two bat shots were definitely within one hit range here, so they can't get too aggressive. But fresh bodies.
The extra hit points that are being brought up by this T30 and IS-4 will be what they need to get this done. With the 50B here at full load, it's probably about a minute, 2 minutes away from being done. As soon as these Hanks get up the hill and bring their guns to bear on their opponent here.
Yeah, it was a good call to quickly bring them up. I could easily see Nuke turning around and doing something to take out those two bat shots, and then that might even it up at least a little bit more. I think Nuke might have gone a little too defensive here for what was being brought up through the front. They might have been better off keeping like their IS-7 and a couple T-110s or something going to the north and trying to get back into Care Bear's base at the same time, holding off everything up in this corner here. And if they'd have been able to stay in cover for that whole time, they might have actually been able to keep them back.
It probably would have done best to kind of hold a defensive line just behind their cap and push the artillery back with some sort of defense so that they can actually utilize their 3 artillery to 2 advantage. When a team rushes you that hard, there's not a whole lot of thought that goes into it. You're just trying to get tanks out. They probably expected to get more of those IS-7s out before they climb the hill, and at that point they were just trying to play damage control.
Yeah, exactly. All right. Well, great game, K-Bear. Grats. And good game, Nuke.